what you're working with. Way less talk, can't murder it. Lot of white chalk, it ain't my fault. They be throwing salt, I guess we threw them off. Why they mad? We bad. Can we dance? Can we hold hands to the bed? Can we laugh? Take off the mask, forgive the past. Bald head, cabbage, long hair, rats. I don't care about status. I'm with free, but rabbits way too. Carry on. Promise you to take promise. If you're perfect, you might as well keep on searching. They cancel the most deserving. Who gifts are created for stirring, not to be stagnant and burning. Images made for earning. Who are they really serving? I won't be smoked. Wolfing on the net, but up in person, they got strep throat. Here to make a lot of threats, but they don't never step though. Yeah, I'm a believer, but my dollars feel like Creflo. They gon' say cut his neck low. Running you should be running through a check, bro. Yeah, they curse me out behind let's though. Touch up a park and let me out right where the guests go. Go rehearse for a run, then we cool until the next show. May rock a hoodie with some slides, we don't do dress codes. Yeah, we free but rappers, bullet like I'm with death row. All the love they showing fake, but still them the best though. I know you don't like me, but you still gon' show respect. Watch them prove they really Christian and reject foe. Thought they show forgiveness, but some things that can't let go. I don't do religion, white back though. Jesus flip the table, that wanna go that second. Talking about some pro-life, they be dead wrong. Make a post like BLM and watch how fast they get gone. What if God went ghost on you and Karen got her methadone? I here to tell the truth, I'm not the one to rap on. Say I'm not humble because I get my flex on. Now I look into my skin tone. All they do is use this word in vain and they inject on. But I don't fool with needles. All I want is big step. Oh, show me what you're working with. Way less talk, kill the scene, murder it. Lot of white chalk, it ain't my fault. They be throwing salt, I guess we mad. Oh, bad, we dance, and we hold hands. We see the bad, take off the mask, forgive the past.
Facebook's the worst, but Instagram on the anti-Semitism.
Cool. This is what I have, man.
What else should I be doing?
Hold on, I'm full of all, and maybe me. That's all love turning to me. All these suckers on my know and making me. I look back at how far I done came, I can't even come. Somehow I'm so located, they looking disdain as I step through the doorway. You walk, you a God, I just shut up and obey it. Like I come back, I turn around like no way. Some people I left trying to break down my wrong way around it. My engine's still running, there's more way than one way. They hate me like Monday, cause people despise what they can't understand. I can't hide who I am, I get high on a Sunday and turn on the sermon. Me mixing the coke in the ground in the back of Suburbans. I'm plot only worse, cause most of the time all the rentals are paid for by churches. I'm talking too much, they gon' call me some vermin. I looked at the facts and this what I determine. You turn up and turn to a whole nother person. I turn up, I get lit and walk in my purpose. They keep trying to hurt me, but I got discernment. They think being humble, hiding what you're earning. Where I'm from, we hide it, cause we know they lurking. Evil people always hide behind the smirking. Know some dirty people who don't do no cursing. Know some flawed folks who really think they perfect, but I know it's really good behind the curtain. You would be surprised if you would see them bourbon. They only use God for their wishes. They treat them like Merlin. I know some of my girls with good heads on their shoulders, but going to heaven, cause they remain virgins. My partners are culture, they ain't heard of Spurgeon. I know for a fact we ain't read the same Bible. There has to be two different versions. If God so loved the world, then know how it's worldly, cause I am not worthy, man. Who the most sinful of all, and maybe me. That's why love always turns into hating me. All these choices on my know and making me. I look back at how far I done came and can't even come. Cause somehow I'm okay. I was lacking in patience, no foreplay. Had to switch up my circle like Courtney. My word, that's a double in swordplay. I hot global, I got fans in Norway. Played some jump like they fell for the pump fake. I hot just dropped.
I mean, there's kind of a crazy looking, a crazy sound.
And the rest of the program. Turn off the camera. Anti-program. To explain to you. They built an invisible wall around your imagination. They want it stationary. That's why the government of processation broadcast images. Imagine that. Okay? Without an imagination. And that's what the wall is to suppress. On your brain. Because you two are dangerous.
Hey, these motherfuckers blind, but got 20/20 vision. Don't want my ideas in theirs, having head-on collisions. Got a voice, having dreams, creates a nightmare in the daytime. See the ideas of a leader sprayed on balcony as he speaks his mind. So what's gonna happen when the road shows as it speak? Time to remote, slow-mo defeat when it's been told. Sometimes Johnny Cash must have walked a long line drawn by the dividing the music. That's why Elvis on a leash, cuz. Trying to hang out on Bill Police, newspaper headlines, Presley's deep. Back to being the shit, bro. America's Hollywood living in a movie. There's too many directors, the actors, the plans, nothing real in the real place. Look confusing. America's Hollywood and I ain't watching. I said America in a movie. There's too many directors, the actors, the plans, nothing real in the real place. Back look confusing. America would and I ain't watching. Movie, not a state of sin. It's all to make sense. That's why you're losing grip. Shit don't make your brain any sense. Delete the knowledge they say is power. That's a power trip. Cause you got it all, got nothing to lose. Game from this, you're just a relation about a beer. People acting outlandish, outstanding, making shit here. 2 S's on your eyes, 4 lines it up for social. I'm trying to mother from another fucker. Fuck, I meant to say another motherfucker. Add your sister, daddy, and cousin, sucker. I'm on the ground, never undercover. Give you what I'm trying to cover with no motherfucker who's on the cover for something, sucker. And I ain't falling for it if I trip me and some mother. Discussing the what's for. And then
Alright, up church. So I guess I'm calling him a Nazi too, so fuck it, you know. Let's just watch some up. There's gonna be some funny shit, some truth and law, and there's gonna be a bunch of anti-Semitism here on Facebook. So, to show y'all guys how anti-Semitic social media has become. Let's dissect some of this information that maybe stuff that we haven't discussed already. This is funny though.
Why is what's going on? Why you got arrested? I want to ask what's going on. Why I'm getting detained? What I'm getting detained?
Stop! I have a call, y'all. That's not the police. I have a call down then. You better not shoot him. You better not shoot him. I didn't shoot that time.
Why is wrong?
That's stupid. Ain't no telling what he did, but it doesn't matter. If you can't tell the guy why he's detained, that's law. Even if he's a murderer, he needs to know that he's on trial for murder, and everyone's filming. That's public record that you notified him. All I'm saying is, we need police reform. You have regular, everyday citizens just trying to make a living and provide for their family being harassed to the point of taking an officer's life. We're going to play some of that, Polly. I've watched probably a quarter to half of it 2 times. I can't get through the video. I know what happens. A cop escalates the situation. A guy that knows that the law says he's able to flee the scene and defend himself from an unlawful arrest to the point of taking an officer's life, just like any other assault, kidnapping, battery. And that either he could beat it, but at the very least it will turn from a murder to manslaughter or something like that, or a lesser charge. So, dude, if you got people shooting at cops, I just want to get that out of here. They come up to people's private property and bother them. What they should do, if there's a warrant, they get encountered at the gas station. Somebody says, "Hey, man, this dude's being loud." Then they run a warrant. They shouldn't be just plate checking. That violates the right to privacy. The plates and registration violates the rights to privacy because it puts it in a public database. Oh, but you got to do it. It's the law. It's not the law. Everybody's been doing it for 50 years, but it's not the law. So we'll get into that, but think about it, bro. We have the right to privacy. We have the right. We have the Constitution, and we got the Privacy Act. So somebody tell me why the fuck they get pissed when they run my private plate in the system and it doesn't come up to nothing. Like, well, it just doesn't show up. I need to know if, oh, y'all are just wanting to see my information and spy on me. I got no warrants or nothing. Here's my ID. I'll tell you my name. But that's the thing. I get mad because y'all try to figure it all out before you make the traffic stop. You're fishing. So I didn't do any moving violations. You simply seen the private plate. You zipped up because I was a bike. And they've been getting bikes here lately all of a sudden. And then, yeah, that's stupid. So officer reform, if you're a cop, go home. Quit your job. If you're stopping people, risking your life or escalating traffic infractions for innocent people that don't even have a record even. Or if they have, it's a long time ago. Something stupid. It's mainstream news practically that cops agreed nationwide, scared to go after real crime, whatever it is, different excuses, but that they know that what was the middle class has just enough money to pay the fines, not enough money to pay a lawyer, and not enough smarts to know that these are unlawful cases. So yeah, how the fuck are they going to judge their own action? They're claiming that they are the victim, the injured party. At the same time, the state of Oklahoma gets to prosecute as the victim, gets to play judge, gets to have judges working for the victim, employed by the all caps fake name that you can't put on the stand. I'm sorry, sir, but I don't think this is lawful. I'm going to need Cherokee Nation on the stand. If this doesn't go rebutted, if my information doesn't go rebutted, so I'm going to tell the judge, I'm going to need Cherokee Nation on the stand. The all caps Cherokee Nation on the stock exchange. Just like it's on the stock exchange. If somebody has that name on an ID with a picture to verify, maybe a birth certificate, identifying as Cherokee Nation, to prove that they were actually there in the injured party. Because how the fuck is between me and the officer? Honestly, it should be me versus the police department that pulled me over. Not, oh, we're going to move to tribal court just versus Cherokee. No. That's bullshit. Courts are supposed to be the mediation. Courts aren't supposed to be the ones damaged. The state can't be damaged for you going 5 over, failure to use a signal, or not stopping fully 5 seconds or whatever at the stop sign. That's stupid. Let's get into it. That's going to be part of what comes up today on a lot of this shit when we're just scrolling through my feed. Is corrupt cops, and we're going to explain it. There's a few good cops left, but they're not all good because you can't be a good cop in a bad department. Now, a lot of the deputies in my county, but they probably watch my videos. I went to court. He's got the stream in the radio station or something like that. He's trying to build a radio station. I heard them mutter that to themselves. The Cherokee Nation, you don't go sit down in there even though they got all these benches in a courtroom. For some stupid reason, they pile everybody out in the little lobby in front. They have 2 or 3 prosecutors or sometimes the cops doing it over here serving you. Here's what they're going to do. Just sign here. The last time I went, it was the prosecutor. This time I went, the cop did it. Or to Cherokee Police or Cherokee Security. They have both. They have all sorts of shit. So, like, why are they serving me this paper at the prosecutor? And why isn't the prosecutor? Like, it's very weird for a district court. Do you want to talk to the judge the first time? This time not happening. They just, it's a trial for another case or whatever. So that's what it is. So you get what I'm saying? Very weird how the judge hides without anybody even crossing the bar. So they don't let people cross the bar unless they ask to cross the bar. So I went in there. I don't cross the bar, but I don't cross the bar here to waive my rights. It's not what I said, but I fucked up. I started. Crossing the bar here is not waiving any rights. I'm here out of duress. I don't understand why I'm here. These are unlawful charges. Traffic infractions are unlawful. You can't injure somebody. The whole idea of a traffic infraction, the scapegoat is public safety or officer safety. And you're like, no, but it's just something that, no, it's just to generate revenue. There's no safety issue by failure to use a turn signal. I'm not endangering the community because I didn't wear my seatbelt. I'm endangering myself, which isn't a crime. It's not. If I killed myself, how are you going to charge me? Because I didn't wear my seatbelt. Exactly. It's illogical. And they don't even get me started on speeding. Speeding slowly happened under the idea, the fact that people occasionally speed and wreck, that, oh, well, you could wreck, or you could hit somebody, you could cause an accident. Although, thanks for the concern, but that's charging me for a future crime, or a crime that hasn't happened yet, or that probably won't happen. And we've seen a movie or two about this when Obama was in, because he was pushing more regulation like that. So you got to think about it, officer. Germany, I don't know if it's still like that today, but the way my dad and others described it when they were in the military is that, and you can still see, like, yeah, the last decade it was like that because their driver's licenses were so strict and they were so comfortable with the people driving. Unlike here in America, where most licensed people don't know how to drive, over there it was cool to lane split and zoom, zoom, zoom around cars like that TikTok guy license does, and you wouldn't get in trouble until you hit somebody. And probably even then, if they complained. Because if it's just a little thing that didn't dent nothing up, or a little corner plastic piece off, they probably don't give a fuck. So you get what I'm saying? It's cool to whip around over there at 100 miles an hour while everyone's going 60 to 80. It's that simple, bro. You're not hurting nobody. You're not going to get in trouble. That's how it's supposed to be and how it's written here in America when they come up with these inferior code statutes and regulations, which aren't the law. So we'll get into that. I just want people to realize it's not the law. It never was the law. And you got a lot of people that's been doing it for 50 years. I paid fines and taxes. You're going to tell me we didn't have to? It means I'm doing it wrong. They start blaming and accusing you like you're attacking them and telling them they're doing it wrong. I'm telling you they lied to us. I'm telling you guys that act like that they lied to us. You didn't do anything wrong. Obviously, you can do it that way. You can pay taxes. It's a voluntary compliance in the tax code. So no one's saying it's like illegal to do something that you've done every day for years to pay taxes, but it's just not required to pay taxes at your job. So if it's not required, then we can all file exempt. Why in the fuck, those of you making 100K a year, still giving it half of it away, going, yeah, you guys are me. Maybe you make 20 to 50K a year or less. Stop paying taxes. You look at me and you just want to put, oh, he's got to be on drugs. Stop paying taxes? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with you? We got documentaries and interviews from IRS agents all the way even probably back before the 80s in which people said, hey, what law requires me to pay an income tax or other taxes? It says here in your own code that the tax code operates on voluntary compliance. Get the fuck out of here. I'm just thought I would do a little rant before we get started. I'll get more people in, but I'm tired of the bootlickers saying, oh yeah, sovereign citizens. We're not sovereign citizens. There's a few identified as that in the past, and they're idiots. Fact is, we don't need a license. I didn't commit a moving violation. Leave us alone. Well, let's talk about how anti-Semitic updates are updates in law. This is what we're doing. We're just giving you live updates here every day of what's going on. I'm going to start Instagram, shift to TikTok, or start with Facebook, shift to TikTok, and then go back to Instagram. It's mainly Facebook and Instagram, and back down on their Semitic censorship, even though Jews say they are Semitic as a Chinese person. Let's get it.
Might want to partner for a class action lawsuit lawsuit to sue the Department of Education state you went to because the history they taught us is wrong, and they all lied to us. Want to hear a good conspiracy? Go time! Remember how we were told this man committed suicide? In 1945, and the Allies won World War II.
It's not for you.
Remember that TV show on the History Channel, Hunting Hitler? That wackadoodle, one of the wackadoodle Kennedys, Tim Kennedy, I think, is the Special Forces MMA fighter who spent a lot of time in Argentina hunting Hitler. Everybody was crazy. There's some wild conspiracy theory. Well, guess what? If you ever thought this and said you were crazy, how would you like to feel vindicated? And to know the simple fact that the Argentinian government has started to declassify documents that this man lived in Argentina until 1962.
What the fuck?
The Argentinian president came out and said he's going to declassify all the documents that pertain to our CIA and their government, and tens of thousands of these funny little hat-hating people spent their time going through rat tunnels, leaving Germany to escape Argentina. How would you explain to Argentina that looked like Bavaria? But I digress.
What the fuck?
Nail in a coffin, figuratively speaking. The skull they have on display with the bullet, they did the DNA background on it, and it's a woman's skull, not Hitler's. So that solidifies Argentinian government claiming that Hitler lived in their country until 1960 fucking two.
I feel like it's my job to educate y'all.
Here's a wild conspiracy. All the countries involved in World War II, why are we the ones who snatched up 16 German scientists, engineers, and technicians? Every single one of them participated willingly in the eradication of Jewish people. I'm not saying this didn't happen. I'm just asking why our government got involved and snatched up all of these scientists when they all faced world courts, Nuremberg trials for the Holocaust. Why would we willingly take people who cooperated? Unless this was something that we drummed up to snatch up their technology to further advance our way of life. Parts of our government are actively trying to say this isn't happening. You can see the reports say this isn't true, but this is documentation that they're already starting to release from Argentina that says Adolf Hitler is alive. That's a picture of him sitting next to a Colombian man. But I digress. I'm only saying our government got to snatch the scientists because look at who Werner von Braun is and who he partnered with and his advancements in rocket technology. And then, what was it, less than 20 years later, out of nowhere, we landed on the fucking moon, allegedly. Don't even start on that one. But Hitler did not die in Germany to suicide through shooting himself and dying of syphilis and going insane from that. He escaped to Argentina to live until 1962, and he sired 2 children. I would love to know more about this when I got away from the Argentinian government to declassify the documents so I could be nosy and read up on this and share it with you. There's 20 conspiracy and truth, 6 to 8 months.
Never look them the same way again, and you'll go check this out for yourself. Look at any item in home that has a barcode, and you'll see it. This is shocking.
Find it extremely interesting that the UPC barcode, as designed in 1973, was coincidentally designed around the number 666.
Universal Product Codes, or UPCs, are found on almost every store product today. These codes allow the cashier to scan the item into the computer instead of entering the price manually. Every UPC is made of numbers and bars. The bars that also have a numerical value. Notice that the bars on the left, in the middle, and on the right of the code do not have numerical values underneath them. However, the other bars all do. So by comparing these 3 bars at the beginning, the middle, and the end with numbered bars, it is clear that those dividing bars
attacks on the Jewish community in 1920, 21, 1929 were instigated by a call of the Mufti of Jerusalem, Haj Amin al-Husseini, was later sought for war crimes in the Nuremberg trials because his central role in fomenting the final solution. He flew to Berlin. Hitler didn't want to exterminate the Jews at the time. He wanted to expel the Jews.
Whoa. Benjamin Milikowski, I'm going to need you to say that one more time.
Hitler didn't want to exterminate the Jews. He wanted to expel the Jews.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, his name isn't Benjamin Netanyahu. It changed.
Other attacks on the Jewish community in 1920 and 1921, 1929 were...
I didn't know that felon means wicked or evildoer. I also didn't know that gymnasium in the Greek stands to exercise naked. I also didn't know that a drug dealer was a form of a sorcerer. And I still think it's normal for a woman on the beach and elsewhere to be dressed in panties and in a bra. Also didn't know that the powers that be look at regular people as goyim, which is the Hebrew word for cattle. Also,
Bikinis invented right after Bikini Atoll bombing and jellyfish babies were
refer
created.
to our kids as kids, which comes from the same dialect, which means young goat. I also didn't know that when you go to jail and you post bail, you pay bail, you're actually giving an offering to Satan to be let free. You know, Baal written of in the scriptures. I did not know these things, and now I share and express for my people to know these things. For real, for real.
Welcome to the channel. Check this out. The other night I get pulled over. I'm driving down this alley because I get a message from somebody saying, hey, the cops are over here hassling these people in the park. Well, if you know me, like when it comes to like parks closed and things, I don't go into the parks when the cops are there because you're just asking for trouble. You're just looking to get trespassed. So I would never think of such a thing. But I'm going down this alley. I pull over. You know, this alley is where like people to their garages. It's a public alley, even on the GIS listed as a no-name street.
178 to 23. Yes, fine.
Look at this car.
Millville ambulance. Fall victim. 220 East 6th Avenue.
They all like looked at me.
Hours. Apartment 4B. Fall victim.
These are the same cops. That was the last stop too. One thing to remember, cops hate when you put a camera in their direction, especially the dirty ones, especially when you catch them doing wrong.
Apartment 2R. Nominal gain.
Oh man, interrupted their fun, man. They just can't help but to retaliate. And that's exactly what you're about to witness. Cops trying to flash me. We go. He wants to get behind me. Okay, I'm getting ready to turn right here. Make sure you watch these cops. Let me know if you see them following the law, or if you see them running stop signs and not using turn signals. Let me know what you see in the comments below. Thanks everybody that hit that thumbs up. Here comes the cops. They're gonna follow me here, turn for turn. Now remember, it is your right, it's everyone's right to record the police in this country. It's been ruled by the Supreme Court. There's hundreds of rulings saying that you're allowed to record the police in the course of their duties. You're allowed to do this in public. It's what I'm doing. You're allowed to send information to the public. As a jurist, everyone is allowed to do this. They cannot, no matter what, turn that into a crime. No matter how hard they try, they can't do it legally. Now here what you'll see is these cops make up lies, but they get caught in their lies by the bait car. You're about to see these cops look really silly, get caught in their lies, and these are the type of cops we got to get off the street. In my opinion, both these cops need fired, because if they're willing to make up lies and pull me over for this, you couldn't imagine what they're pulling other people over for and what they're doing to them. And if you're new to the channel and you don't know what a bait car is, or the Chuck Bronson bait car, I set up dirty cops. And what I do is I just follow all laws. It works every time. Watch this.
Yeah, got his ass. Oh my God, he got his ass. Hey, yo, blow, pump, bro, shake it, you bad bitch. Hey, you gotta give me that ass. Back it up.
It's kind of funny how long it takes this cop to get out of his car. Right here, what you see is the conspiracy of what they're going to try to use against me. They're conspiring. This is what cops do. They conspire together to try to set people up. They do it in every city in America, every day of the week, 24/7. And that's why I always say, cops are the real criminals. Oh, what's this, dude?
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
How you doing? Okay. Art, just cuz, been wondering. Okay.
I can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, just working, dude. Working like. Okay. You got an idea on you, my man?
For what?
Just for the suspicious vehicle at the park.
Suspicious vehicle?
Yes, sir.
So you're pulling the car over for being a suspicious vehicle?
At the park, they're closed. Yeah.
I didn't go in the park. I went down an alley and I left down the road. Huh?
They closed at dusk.
I wasn't in the park.
Okay, you got an ID, man?
I got a driver's license. I don't have an ID.
Okay, you get your driver's license, please.
Is suspicion a crime?
It's a reason to identify.
Can you get suspicion is a reason to identify me?
Alright, bro.
Can you get me your supervisor?
No, you can go to the station if you want to talk.
What station is it?
Ham Police Department.
Where at?
509 Douglas Street.
Who's the supervisor?
And there's a bunch of supervisors.
They're just hanging out there? Huh? Hanging out there?
You got your license or no?
So suspicion is now... Oh my God.
Appreciate it, my man.
Is it a felony? Or is it a murder? Odd. I just got pulled over for suspicion. The best part is, these cops have no idea I'm just playing dumb. You gotta be kidding me. I cannot believe cops are this dumb. I didn't realize it at the time, but I had ran into these same cops the other night when I got called out to a call for suspicious cops in the area. I'll show you that interaction at the end of this video. Make sure you watch till the end. Subscribe if you haven't. Let's go check out the GIS survey. Okay, so this triangular section in the middle is the park. The bottom yellow line here is the alley, which I'm getting ready to zoom in on here. The alley right there is where I turn down the alley. Now they're saying that the left part of that is part of the park. But of course I stay on the right part the entire time. I stay on the right side. It's listed on the GIS survey. It's unnamed street. But I stay on the right hand side. I pull over on the right hand side in front of one of the garages. Now this is an alleyway that ought to go and come from the garages. But the GIS survey does show that little section over there on that side of the road as part of the park. Point where I stop and the cop's flashing me to go. And where the cop pulls out behind me. He's over in the park. I'm not. I'm down this alley. Suspicion. Suspicion of what? Suspicious. Being near a park? Just so you know, cops cannot pull you over for suspicion. They need to be able to articulate actual facts of a crime or an infraction or something. Not just lie and say, oh, you were in the park, I need your ID. This stop is 100% completely illegal. These are criminal cops, real live criminals. This is Hammond, Indiana. I'll leave all their information below if you want to redress your grievance. That's your right. Under the same right I'm exercising, my First Amendment right, you can do it too. Your duty. It's Hammond PD. Hammond, Indiana. Trying to clear my window. Yeah, I drove down an alley.
Oh, no. I got this thing. About to pop. Dale Gribble.
Take it easy, buddy.
Hey!
Oh, shit.
Huh? The stop ain't no law says I can't walk to a cop. I need your name and badge numbers. That's not going to get me your name and badge numbers. What's his name?
You go to the Facebook.
What's your name?
It's right here. You can read.
Name? What's it say? H nuts?
If you can read, you can know how to say it. You want that?
What's his name?
You want that information? You go 509 Douglas
735.
All right.
Well, is there going to be a call? Can I get the call number?
There you go. Get it from the police station.
You can't give me a call number? 2305. This is as dirty as they get. Bunch of damn criminals, man.
That's a fake place.
You gotta have reasonable suspicion, not just some made up crap. Bunch of criminals, dude.
Wait the time. Not a charger. The way I stay, man.
Here's the part I was talking about where I met these criminals earlier. And if you didn't know, all these are live streamed. I live stream a week. Recording dirty cops and corruption, exposing criminals. That's what we do 7 days a week.
The elite reset the world wars. Check this out.
You want to know how deep I've gone down rat holes? I'm convinced that both world wars were really just to erase the old world.
Hear him out. It makes sense.
There was an entire narrative scripted around who the bad guys were, who the allies are, and it was really meant to just destroy all these beautiful cities. They took out all of the bells. If you guys haven't looked into why there would be bells in public spaces,
no more bells.
And the healing properties and the harmonious properties that these churches and
I haven't seen a bell in years.
Was built in. Okay, it's sacred geometry, and it's not unrealistic that they started 2 world wars and put, at the time, our best men in every single country lined up across each other because they wanted to take out the most.
Chugging your cigars body in your compound with your security and your Bugattis and your topless and stuff. So fine for you.
Are you a fan, Pierce?
Chugging your cigars and your body in your...
In 1868, the 14th Amendment was ratified, ending slavery by giving all Americans citizenship. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. United States Code annotated Amendment 14. However, what the public was not told, that while under the Libre Code, a 14th Amendment citizen can only be found within the jurisdiction of the United States. That is, all government employees, all those who live in territories occupied by the federal government, such as Washington, D.C., and the former slaves. The rest of the population was not subject to the 14th Amendment and thus could still claim jurisdiction under the original Constitution. In addition to that, after the conclusion of the Civil War, the federal government was now occupying the southern states, placing these captured citizens under jurisdiction of the Libre Code. The southern states had to agree to ratify this amendment in order for them to be granted their freedom from federal rule. Thus, instead of ending slavery, the 14th Amendment held all Southerners captive as slaves in the plantation known as the United States of America. Just like how all citizens were turned into corporations in 1790 to subject them to the Revolutionary War debts, 14th Amendment citizens were created to be franchisees subject to the corporation known as the United States Incorporated. And like all corporate brands, you do not have any constitutional Bill of Rights protections. Proof of such can be found in the all-caps version of your name, which signifies a corporate entity. After the Civil War, the United States defaulted on its war debt. During the bankruptcy proceedings, cunning lawyers and League of International Bankers found a loophole within Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the United States Constitution, which allowed the creation of a duplicate entity known as the Corporation of the United States of America to replace the now bankrupt and defunct Republic of the United States of America. This occurred with the passage of the District of Organic Act of 1871, which incorporated the area of the District of Columbia into a private foreign corporation chartered in the City of London known as the United States Incorporated. This corporation designated Congress as the board of directors to continue the business needs of the government under martial law. Thanks to the Libre Code, federal jurisdiction under the Organic Act was expanded to include not only all captured citizens in the southern states, but all Americans in all states. Thus, America had lost her sovereignty under the yoke of the Crown of England and the international bankers. During this same time, the Corporation of the United States adopted its own constitution, which was identical to the original national constitution. To fool the people, one word was changed from its original form, the Constitution for the United States of America, to its present-day all-capitalized form, which signifies a corporate entity, the Constitution of the United States of America. Incidentally, the Titles of Nobility Amendment was removed from this new Constitution. With Illuminati in full control over the United States, they now sought to rule the world. After the death of Adam Weishaupt in 1830, Giuseppe Mazzini was selected to head the Illuminati. In 1871, the mental power was passed on again to the American General Albert Pike as its new director. Pike became fascinated with the idea of a one-world government and eventually constructed the Illuminati. In this corporation's original form, United States, they now sought to rule the world, Pike as its new director. Pike became fascinated with the idea of a one-world government and eventually constructed the Illuminati's blueprint of world domination. His plans called for the financing of 3 world wars in the 20th century, or would bring about an atheist communist state from the ashes of Tsarist Russia. The Second War would bring about a Jewish Holocaust under a fascist government to ferment support of a Zionist state of Israel. The Third War would manipulate the differences of Christians and Muslims for their own annihilation. Then finally, political Zionism would come out as victors of all. These 3 world wars would require enormous funding, since most of the royalty in Europe was already deeply in debt thanks to the numerous wars and conflicts created by the Rothschild banking dynasty. The only place left that could possibly pay for such ambitious plans was the now prosperous American Republic. After the Civil War, the United States went through a great industrial expansion. The new industries of oil, steel, textile, and railroad all needed generous financing, which the Rothschild family was more than eager to provide. To access access these markets, the Rothschilds sent their agent, Jacob Schiff, to infiltrate the New York banking scene, which was controlled by J.P. Morgan. By the turn of the century, the Rothschilds had fully entrenched themselves into the tight fraternity of Wall Street banks, such as Goldman Sachs and Lehman Brothers. They now sought their most prized possession, full control over the American monetary system. With help from Jacob Schiff and J.P. Morgan, the Rothschilds formed a scheme which would seduce Congress into relinquishing control over the money supply. This occurred with the Panic of 1907, when a liquidity crisis caused many banks and business to fail all across the United States. The meltdown began when J.P. Morgan published rumors that the Knickerbocker Trust Company of New York was insolvent. With a bank run on hand, they were forced to call in their loans, creating a chain reaction which would threaten to implode the entire banking system. The failures continued until J.P. Morgan and Company provided a generous loan to the insolvent banks. But J.P. Morgan was not trying to save the American banking system, but rather, he used the crisis to disrupt competition by choosing which banks he would bail out. But the biggest casualty of the economic fallout was the looming bankruptcy of the Corporation of the United States, which had no means to pay back their loans, which were due in 1912. In anticipation of the bankruptcy, representatives from the world's most powerful families met in November 1910 at a secret meeting at the Jekyll Island Club Resort in Georgia to discuss the foreclosure of the Corporation of the United States and to brainstorm solutions which would prevent future liquidity crises such as occurred during the Panic of 1907. Those in attendance included Senator Nelson Aldrich, Paul Warburg, representatives from the Morgan Company, and Jacob Schiff, representing the Rothschild family. They proposed a 20-year extension on the national debt if the United States would agree to charter a privately owned central bank, which would serve as a bank of last resort by lending money to other insolvent banks in order to prevent future bank runs. A week later, they emerged with their plans to create what is known as the Federal Reserve System. Because the current President Taft would never agree to sign away the American monetary system to a cabal of international bankers, they waited until they got their man, the progressive Woodrow Wilson, into power. In return for the bankers' generous campaign contributions, Woodrow Wilson reluctantly promised the bankers he would sign the Federal Reserve Act if he was elected into office. Many powerful forces were opposed to the creation of a privately controlled central bank. To neutralize this threat, J.P. Morgan invited the major opponents of the Federal Reserve Act on board the maiden voyage of the newly built Titanic luxury steamer built by the White Star Line, owned by J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan ordered the captain to steer his ship into an iceberg, and under gunpoint prevented the men from escaping onto the lifeboats, killing many of his enemies in one large swoop. When word of this got back to Woodrow Wilson, he commented, "There exists this power in the world, so subtle, so organized, so watchful, that we dare not speak above a whisper when we speak in condemnation of it." At the beginning of 1913, the United States had defaulted on its debt. After being denied amid the now President Woodrow Wilson constitutional crisis, with no other sources of funding, he went along with the banker schemes engineered at the Jekyll Island Resort. To avoid any opposition, Senator Nelson Aldrich quickly pushed the Federal Reserve Act through both houses of Congress. On December 23, 1913, while most of Congress was away on Christmas vacation, a quorum call was issued. A few selected congressional traitors voted by voice to avoid public record and passed the Federal Reserve Act, which President Wilson signed into law. Wilson later admitted with remorse when referring to the Fed, "I have unwittingly ruined my country." This act gave away the keys of the printing presses at the U.S. Treasury to a foreign corporation chartered under the Crown of England, known as the Federal Reserve Bank.
The Federal Reserve was created by Congress in 1913, and it was entrusted with the power granted originally to the Congress by the U.S. Constitution to coin money and regulate the value thereof.
The Federal Reserve Bank advertises itself as a non-profit corporation that operates as if it's another branch of the government. However, its board members are unelected, and their meetings are conducted behind the closed doors away from public scrutiny.
The board of directors of The Federal Reserve System is chosen by the president from a list prepared by the bankers themselves.
It's important that whomever I pick is viewed as an independent person from politics.
All this secrecy becomes very suspicious, considering how the Federal Reserve monitors and controls trillions of dollars within the world's banking system. After the federal government lost its ability to issue its own money, the national debt soon soared to astronomical heights, because now the government had to pay the federal on all its currency printed to circulation. But this debt could never be repaid. The reserve required all debts to be paid with gold, which the government did not have. And even worse, the interest portion of the national debt was not issued into the money supply. In other words, more debt would have to be issued to continue servicing the growing interest payments on all loans. In order to cover this interest payment, Congress was forced to pass the income tax legislation, which became law in 1913 with the ratification of the 16th Amendment, also known as the Income Tax Amendment. Initially, they levied a 1% voluntary tax on all incomes over $3,000 and a progressive surtax on all incomes over $20,000, but this would soon increase with the outbreak of World War I and World War II. Income tax allowed the Federal Reserve System to confiscate the earnings of the common man, but the industrialists and financiers were exempted from paying any income tax because they could afford to hide their assets in tax-free foundations which they claimed were devoted to philanthropy. Examples of such include the Rockefeller Foundation, the Mellon Foundation, and the Carnegie Endowment.
The main purpose of the income tax is not...
The gays are waking up as a queer femboy looking fucking... Ah! Woo! See, even some of the gays are waking up.
She didn't want money, but instead to help people get it back in their pockets. Watch.
Well, big insurance companies discovered a lucrative business model in the 1970s that helped them rake in more cash from their customers. And that's when insurance was made mandatory in every state across America. These big companies are doing everything they can to make you pay more than what you're insured for. The reason why you're overpaying for car insurance is because the majority of what you pay every single month goes to commission. Walking and it's like, how the hell y'all doing? How y'all feeling today? Ready to turn myself in down at the station. I made a killing today. Always gonna be money, always gonna be hoes, always gonna be something. Only thing you got in your word, I put that shit on my mama. You really just can't get comfy, gotta keep batting, buddy. All I had this money when we're about nothing, that shit feel backwards to me. Damn, it's getting hot in here, take off all your clothes. Damn, I'm feeling like 50 Cent, bitch, I'm in the club. Damn, I'm on my Britney shit, oops, I hit a guy. Damn, I'm on my DJ Khaled shit, we a back. Damn, we rolling hella deep, I feel like a dove. Damn, kiss me through the phone, suck me through the sound. Damn, I'm too high for this, Jesus, take the wheel. Damn, I'm on time and bitch, you don't know what time it is, okay. Oh, you got $5, $2 right this shit, okay. Oh my gosh, dang, you really want every flavor, okay. Walking and it's like, how the hell y'all doing? How y'all feeling today? Ready to turn.
Someone at the Charlie Kirk Memorial was overwhelmed, got sick, and had to be carted away and get medical attention, but it started as a 50. I find it very interesting that you're so hardcore on Twitter.
Is that right?
That may or may not have been a joke, more than likely a joke. Anyone that has common sense, sarcasm, dark humor, etc.
I got the money, but not the man real quickly. I don't give a fuck.
By the ICC that's killed tens of thousands of
Where the
innocent
fuck?
children,
Where the
right? And then you're over here calling for censorship. I'm tired of anti-Semitism. I'm tired of racism. People like you are the problem, because here's the thing. Americans are tired of censorship. We're tired of being browbeat into being virtue signaling losers like you, who always sit there and try to raise people and say, oh, you go ahead and you provoke problems with people. I've literally seen you do this. You go up to people, you
Rabbi Shmuley.
and then you get mad and you yell anti-Semitism. Quite literally, what I want to hear is this. Rabbi Shmuley, until you can actually call people liars for what they say, no one cares about anti-Semitism anymore. You guys run around, use it for everything. We're tired of it. Stop trying to browbeat us and virtue signal, saying, oh, that's anti-Semitic. How about this? When you can call someone a liar for what they're saying, then we'll start taking you more seriously. Other than that, you're a dildo rabbi. All right? I find it very interesting that you're so hard.
Dildo rabbi. I'm surprised you stayed quiet that fucking long. Dildo rabbi. Let's
Not to raise revenue, but to redistribute wealth and to control society.
Technically, the 16th was not ratified by the necessary states, as it violates the constitutional clause of no direct taxes. Despite this, Congress went ahead and taxed the people anyway. The government was able to do this because under their corporate charter, Congress was operating as the board of directors, and therefore they had the authority to enter this amendment as ratified. But remember, this amendment has nothing to do with the original United States Constitution, which was replaced back in 1871 with the corporate constitution.
It's actually very simple. Congress tried to enact an income tax in 1894. The Supreme Court said that's unconstitutional. When the Supreme Court says something is unconstitutional, it's unconstitutional. They tried again in 1913, and the Supreme Court said the 16th Amendment conferred no new power of taxation. So, if they didn't have it then, and they didn't get it, they don't have it. There is no constitutional basis for a tax on the wages of Americans living and working in the 50 states of the Union. Period. End of argument.
In 1933, the United States once again declared bankruptcy. To make all citizens subject to the repayment of the national debt, the bankers chartered a Delaware corporation known as the Bureau of Internal Revenue. But this corporation was illegally masquerading as part of the government, placing them under constant threat of
And you have the Bureau of Public Debt, which is now the Fiscal Service.
lawsuit. To escape this litigation, they moved their jurisdiction outside of the United States to Puerto Rico. This occurred in 1953 when they changed their name to the Internal Revenue Service, or IRS, incorporated as a Puerto Rican trust within the division of the Department of the Treasury of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. Further proof can be found within the United States Code, which lists the IRS as Trust Fund Number 62, the Puerto Rico Special Fund Internal Revenue. This was done to divert all income tax payments to the International Monetary Fund, owned by the various central banks of Europe and North America, which in turn are owned by the Crown of England.
There is a substantial, conclusive body of evidence that proves that our income tax system represents the most pernicious form of tyranny. It is the greatest hoax ever perpetrated by government against the working men and women of America.
I can eliminate all income taxes tomorrow and have more than enough money to fund the government by using some other guy's bright idea. We tax the Federal Reserve at 0.0006, doubles our money until we decide to put them out of business permanently, because we certainly should not have central banks.
The evidence proving income tax is paid to the United Kingdom is found deep within the IRS individual master file, which contains every transaction and financial record gathered by IRS officials throughout your lifetime. One of these codes determines what kind of tax you're paying. After looking this code up within the IRS 6209 manual, you find that they have incorrectly classified all Americans as domiciled corporations in either Guam, the Virgin Islands, or Puerto Rico. Furthermore, all taxpayers that filled out a 1040 form are subject to a tax for doing commerce with the United Kingdom under a treaty with the United States.
There is no law that requires the average American worker in the private sector to pay a direct unapportioned tax on their labor and compensation for services. There is no law.
As you follow the money trail, you find that the taxes collected on the 1040 form is then sent to the Crown of England as a tribute payment. The Crown of England is a sovereign corporation located within the 677 acres of the city, found within the heart of Greater London. This tiny strip of land contains the world's most powerful banking houses, such as the Bank of England and Lloyd's of London, owned by the House of
Which isn't the UK.
Rothschild. It is these bankers and their counterpart, the Temple Bar attorneys, that constitute the power base known simply
London, the United Kingdom, you got the Britain, you got
as the Crown. Even though the Queen of England is a member of this club, she is not its corporate head. That job was given to the Pontiff of Rome. The Pope was given control over the monarchy with the signing of the Treaty of 1213 between King John and Pope Innocent III, which forever pledged England as a vassal state of the Holy Roman Empire. In 1297, that treaty was used as a precedent to incorporate the city as an independent city-state controlled by the Vatican, which would govern England without directly relying on the monarchy. Just like how the corporation of the United States was subject to the Crown of England, so too were the subjects of the British Empire, enslaved with debt by the financial division of the Vatican, headquartered within the City of London. Today, this small clique of bankers have full authority over the affairs of Parliament, and this has been the case since 1694, when Pope Innocent XI hired William of Orange to depose the Stuart kings and chartered the Bank of England. Within the Crown of England is the original Federal Reserve Charter, which according to the Farmer Claims legal team, allocates that 67% of the income tax collected by the IRS was to be divided to the Crown of England. Another 23% was to be paid as a dividend to the 300 shareholders of the Federal Reserve Bank, and the last 10% was to be paid to the employees of the IRS to keep them quiet about this sweet deal. Since 1913, none of the income tax collected by the IRS has gone to the federal government. The federal government is funded totally through black budget sources such as drug trafficking and off-budget accounting on the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. In 1868, the 14th Amendment was ratified, ending slavery by giving all Americans citizenship. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. United States Code Annotated Amendment 15. However,
Hey, I just wanted to see something about the bar cards. Talk to someone with the bar card because I had some legal questions.
About the bar card?
Yeah, do you know what a bar card is?
Yes, I don't know what you mean though. This is Myra Wilson warning. So.
Okay. Okay, but you don't have a bar card? I'm just trying to talk to
I don't know what you mean. We're a law firm.
Okay, so that's legal with the bar card?
We have attorneys. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Okay, so, like a Cenobite. Okay, I see what you said. They're doing, they got the bar card. They're attorneys, so they have a bar card, right? I'm just making sure. Is there someone there that I can talk to?
In regards to a new case, or?
Well, it's about the legal name fraud. I wanted to know if they knew that legal and law are not the same thing, and that the bar cards actually got revoked because you need permission in writing to use the birth certificate. Otherwise, you're committing fraud. Then it goes to legal name fraud with the necromancy of the birth certificate. And I just wanted to know how long it's going to take them to actually get a response to this. Like, can I get an email, maybe a written letter, acknowledging that they realize that they don't have permission to use the birth certificate, to get the bar card in the first place. And the bar card is sworn oath, member. It means they have sworn an oath to Lucifer, the Crown Corporation, a fictitious legal name fraud shadow network of soul harvesting and time hijacking. Because when they take that birth certificate, it's premeditated murder. So I just wanted to know, and it's soul theft. But soul theft, slavery, premeditated murder, treason.
The law firms now.
What else is it?
It's
practicing legal without a bar card. The bar cards got revoked because you had to do legal name fraud to get a bar card. And then, profiting from criminal activity and contracting with a minor and crown copyright infringement and profiting from the avails of a crime. And there's other crimes that they're doing, but the treason is the pretty serious one. High capital felony, high treason. So I wanted to know, do they want me to do go to the Supreme Court with it and do it that way? Because I can do it that way. I can do it probably in about 3 weeks. I can see them in the Supreme Court because you know how you go to the county, then you go to the federal, state. Then if you get denied at the federal, state, you go to the appeals court. And then if you go to the appeals court, you do a few things with the different jurisdictions, and then you get to the Supreme Court. But it's all Luciferian, right? Because it's legal is illegal. Legal is not law. Legal is actually necromancy, pre-planned, scripted time crime, soul theft. So I just wanted to make sure that somebody maybe with the licensed bar card member could make a response in writing to, how long this is going to take for them to make a statement about how the bar cards got revoked in 2013 by the Vatican. Because the Vatican is the one that gives permission for them to operate with the bar. So I just wanted to know, because the Vatican is like a pedophilic death cult, and I just wanted to make sure they realize that they're accessories now knowingly with intent after the fact. So that's willful fraud, and it's also concealment of fraud, and it's obstruction, and it's criminal malpractice, and it's aiding and abetting in illegal name fraud. That's why they trick someone without a bar card to answer the phone. Because they're not allowed to aid and abet, so they trick someone who doesn't know any better into aiding and abetting. Because they thought that they cornered the market, they thought they had a monopoly. Right? They thought they could get away.
I think you have the wrong number.
Why do you think that?
So I'm not sure what you're looking for, but that's not what we handle.
You think that you aid and abet people to call in through a case number, so you're practicing legal without a bar card. They tell you you can't give legal advice,
I
but they
have
don't.
no idea what you're talking about.
So you're perfect for the job that you serve. I'm just letting you know you serve.
July 8, 1979, all the fathers of Nobel Prize winners were rounded up by United Nations military units, all right? And actually forced at gunpoint to give semen samples in little plastic jars, which are now stored below Rockefeller Center underneath the ice skating rink. Wouldn't want to be there for the thaw. I mean, it's disgusting. You know what they put in the water, don't you? Fluoride. Yeah, fluoride. It strengthens your teeth. That's ridiculous. You know what this stuff does to you? It actually weakens your will. Takes away the capacity for free and creative thought and makes you a slave to the state. So you ever wonder about all these militia groups, survivalist type groups from the right-wing side? They say that they're defending the country from the...
The system is run through China, Israel.
The Lawrence, Kansas Police Department.
The system is run through China, Israel, Ukraine, and us now. We didn't used to be as big a part, I think. But anyway, it's like you harvest the organs, and then you got to get rid of the rest. And that's what I think they are doing. It really is a Soylent Green in a different form. And everybody thinks it's just made up. We have videos, for example, of they call them the Chorny Transplantologia. I can barely say that. I don't speak Russian. I just read it. But anyway, it's the black transplantologists. And they stumbled onto these things. I know Putin knows about this. The Russian army knows about this. They underground harvesting areas. So, young Ukrainian soldier is not quite dead yet, but they don't think he's going to survive. Boom. Kidneys, 2 lungs, a heart, a liver, and the rest goes into the food supply. That part I can't prove, but I'm going to tell you about I can prove about the kidneys and stuff like that. So you got, he's worth almost $1 million, by the time, and you sell it, you're going to get more than $1 million.
The Lawrence, Kansas Police Department just met the wrong guy, and it's pretty epic.
I'm free to stay. I'm free to do whatever I want. I'm a free human being.
Okay, pedestrians aren't allowed the roadway, all right?
Don't start threatening bull tickets with me.
Not.
You know there's policies against that. Pedestrians are allowed in the roadway just like bikes are. Don't do that with me, man. You don't want to do that. You seem to think you have a lot of authority that you don't. Why are you going to start telling me about pedestrians not allowed in the roadway? Were you really going to try to write me a ticket for pedestrian in the roadway? I'm out here because there's guys like you that will play loose and fast with policy, start barking out commands and taking the authority a little further than it needs to go.
The threat occurred, but it was not a violation of policy. The man didn't like me following him, videotaping him doing his job. It's a threat to violate civil rights under color of law. And you just admitted to it. You just admitted to it in a public meeting. What is wrong with you? Guys, these guys are lying to you. I'm not playing this game with these people anymore. I've been told that I need to fear for my life because of you people. Are you coming after me? You gonna kill me? Come get it. I'm ready to die for this.
Sometime in June of 2022, the cops and the police chief from the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department messed with the wrong guy. That guy owns the channel called Lawrence Accountability. This story begins with Lawrence Accountability monitoring scanner traffic in Lawrence, Kansas. The dispatcher called this out as fireworks, but when Lawrence Accountability gets there, the cops claim that they're investigating shots fired. So every time you hear the cops say that, it's a lie. Now, they usually do this to add a fictitious element of fear so they can attempt to leverage their power, which, in their minds, gives them the justification to boss you around, i.e., violate rights for public safety purposes, of course. It has absolutely nothing to do with the cops' desire to manipulate and control people. Officer Floor Shoots will now engage with Lawrence Accountability, who is out there exercising his right to film cops in the course of their duties.
How's it going, man? Put your light out. What's up? Okay. I asked you to put your light out. I asked you to put your light down. I asked you to put your light down. I asked you to put your light down.
Sir, stop real quick. I just want to touch you.
I don't want to talk. want to put that light down?
You're shining your light at me too. Fireworks. Hey, sir. So we got called for, I'm guessing now it's fireworks, but gunshots in the area. I just saw you walking. I was gonna talk to you, alright? Are you gonna talk to me, sir?
I don't want to talk to you. I said that.
Okay. Alright, do you have an ID on you or anything?
Why do I need to give you ID?
I just wanted to log you to the call.
You don't need to log me to any call.
Okay. Alright. Alright, you have a good day, sir. You're free to go.
I'm free to go, free to stay. I'm free to do whatever I want. I'm a free human being.
Okay. Alright. You're free to go, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you can go.
Okay, thanks.
Alright.
You're dismissed.
Willie, what you working with?
Did I
That's
ask for help?
crazy.
No, you're just following us. I was just saying if you need help.
I'm trying to figure out what you guys are doing.
We got a call for gunshots in the area.
Yeah, and they just came from that way over there, right?
Yeah.
So why are you going north?
This is where the original call was, so I was going to go and talk to the person who called in.
Okay.
Alright. There's something I can help you with?
No,
Alright. So just go ahead and stay on the sidewalk, alright?
sir, I'm a free person. I can walk where I'd like.
Okay. Pedestrians aren't allowed in the roadway, alright?
Don't start threatening bullshit tickets with
I'm
me.
not.
You know there's policies against that.
I'm not threatening anything, sir.
Pedestrians are allowed in the roadway just like bikes are. Don't start doing that with me, man. You don't want to do that.
Alright.
Don't act all scared and nervous. Do your job. You're walking around the neighborhood.
I'm obviously onto something here.
What do you say?
I said I'm obviously onto something here.
No.
You think you have a lot of authority? No.
No. So, the reason I wanted to talk to you is I saw you park your car over here and you started walking down this way.
Okay.
I didn't know what was going on. I heard
Okay.
the sound of gunshots. I just wanted to make contact with you to see who you were.
But when I asked you to put the flashlight down, you didn't want to do that. That's why this one's up now.
Okay.
Okay. That's why I started carrying this, because you guys don't put flashlights down when we ask you to.
Okay.
It's called prior restraint. You're not able to do that. Okay.
So I had the flashlight because it was dark and I would see what your hands
Okay.
were doing. Alright?
So I'm a threat.
Possibly. I don't know.
Everybody out here is. You're another one. Everybody out here is a threat to you.
No.
You got a call for fireworks, and now you're worried about somebody
I got
that
a
might
call
beat
and
you
they
up.
said it was possible gunshots.
Okay.
So I saw you walking down the alley, or
Okay.
walking down the sidewalk. I saw you park over here and walk this way.
Okay.
I just wanted to see who you were.
Okay.
Alright?
So why are you going to start telling me about pedestrians not allowed in the roadway? What was the point of that?
What was the point of that?
Yeah. Were you really going to try to write me a ticket for pedestrian in the roadway?
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's
trying
crazy.
to make a deposit. She's calling it a remittance.
We're suggesting that what I should do with the coupon is convert it into a what?
Into a check.
Convert my coupon into a check.
That is correct. All you have to do is to visit your bank and request it to request to black the old coupon since you already have to just request it to convert it into check in the T-Mobile store and settle your here.
All right, love. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I know this.
Oh, yeah. See, if I get another bill this month, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna convert it into a check. What the fuck? Oh no, we got a call with like. Oh, so T-Mobile. I need my phone bill. I thought it was in one of the TT accounts that was deleted. Thoughts on the Charlie Kirk deal? Clearly a patsy, right? Alright, yo, what's up, bro? We the biggest, we the best. We out here, you know what's going on. We going up, making some motherfucking money. We about to do this wholesale and shit. I gotta get started. Bop, bop. I'm gonna flip me some property. I don't know what the fuck going on. Shit, I might even flip this place for something better. Don't care. Honestly, I'd like to live right there. So I'll find something down the road. We're gonna flip it. Maybe Arkansas, Fort Smith area. 2 contracts. So the phone. Oh yeah, I gotta call them motherfuckers. Damn niggas snapping bitches. Hold on. That's the legal definition. What that mean? Huh. 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 What about a Cuba? What? Hold on. So you're supposed to send it back and nobody does. No, it's not.
Hey, look, I'm right here with my boy, right? Now I was just trying to give him some game. I mean, tell them who you is so they can look you up.
Look me up, Carlton Jones 213. Hey, Mr. CJ Talk. Everybody know I got that good commentary, that poetry and comedy put together though.
Now look, check me out, right? Now I was just out here talking to my boy, right, about how his signature is money and how the bills are already prepaid. Now, he wasn't understanding me at first, so I looked up a remittance. He said, man, I already know about that. I work for them. I say, listen, just read it. He read what it said, and he didn't understand, but I was like, so when you was working at the remittance place, the people were sending in coupons, right?
Right.
And their bills was getting cleared.
And their bills was getting cleared.
Now, did you know that you was getting the same shit?
Nah, at that time, no, I didn't.
But right now, today, you talking to me, now you know what you was getting in the mail.
Shit, a remittance.
And now what can you do with all your bills?
Clear your motherfucking bills.
And then, who you used to work for?
AT&T, Remittance Management Organization.
And y'all was just clearing people bills because they were sending in the coupons that a motherfucker sent them in the mail.
That's it, that's all.
And he didn't know that. And I didn't know that. And you didn't know that. But I've been doing a lot of studying, and I found somebody who worked for them, and we just cleared up this remittance shit.
He put me on some shit I ain't know nothing about.
And he worked for them for 20 years.
For 20 years.
Damn, and I just put him up on some shit that I found out.
Real shit.
Damn. Follow me. Hey, look, I'm right on my way, right? Now I was just trying to give him some game. I mean, tell him who you is.
AT&T at all in 2024, and you need to check and see if you qualify for this settlement. I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions. First of all, like and save this video so that you can get back to it in case you need to. First up, you're going to go to your email. You're going to search for AT&T data. These emails should be from either March 2024 or July 2024. But once you check that,
hang on, bitch.
and if you use emails, you're going to need a claim ID. So you're going to now go in your email and search for this email or July 2024 or possibly. But once you check that, and if you do have those emails up, you're going to go to your email. You're going to search for AT&T data.
It's real. Let me get it, but I don't really give a fuck. Yo, but AT&T data. Oh my God. Let's just type that and see what all comes up. Because I've been paying cash. Because I just call them and say, hey, I'm trying to get this to do it. They won't. They give you the bullshit. This is the only way we can take the bill. Well, I need to be filling this fucking thing out, and I haven't been doing it. I've seen people claim to do it, but there's some more. No, I just thought I would check. I don't know what it's about.
Should be from either March 2024 or July 2024 or possibly. But once you check that, and if you do have those emails, you're going to need a claim ID. So you're going to now go in your email and search for this email address right here. That's where your claim ID is. A lot of people say it's in their spam folder. So don't forget to check spam. Once.
Oh, shit. How do I search? Yeah, fuck all that. My emails. Gmail is messed up.
Power. People trying to send in your remittance coupons to pay your bills for free. Let me tell you why, okay? 328.6 on the Bureau of Securities. Let's read what exactly it says for you.
Oh, these motherfuckers again. Let's see what TikTok's got.
I don't know if you guys are aware, but it's coming. Like, this, you shouldn't live in fear, but like, the nightmare is going to get turned up like times 10. And it would be my suggestion to start weaning yourself away from these nightmare boxes and start learning how to go without. I went to a job yesterday and bro, I walked inside a building. It's bigger than a football field. Bigger. And there's two more right beside it the same size. And those are the small buildings. It's coming. Whatever you imagine, and it's gonna be here soon. That's not meant to scare you, but me, like, it's not gonna be stopped. I'm gonna build it, and while I'm building it, I'm gonna try to cut out my little piece and dip out. Because, oh man, I would suggest people get right in their faith and know who they're talking.
Who are you talking to, buddy?
Fred, a boy I met in the Oculus.
There is no boy named Fred. Fred is the name of a 49-year-old pedophile in dolphin shorts who's trying to groom you to live in an ice cream van.
You wanted me to make a friend? I met a friend. You can't have it both ways.
Doorbell.
That's Fred.
You gave our address to a child molester?
Jake, we talked about online safety.
Can you come for dinner? You're gonna be so embarrassed when he isn't a pedophile.
I'll handle it. You kidding me? Are you Jake? What? No, I'm not.
Fred! Jake! What's up, bro? Bro, check out this portal I found.
Okay. And that's Jake. I thought you were a pedo grooming my son.
No, not a groomer. Thought the same thing about your kid.
Come on, the name Jake is a little pedo-like, so.
Fred sounds like a kitty diddler.
Who are you talking to, buddy?
Fred, a boy I met in the Oculus.
There is no boy named Fred. Fred is the name of...
Bitch. You can call me a bitch all you want. Play something. I'm begging you.
Alright, bitch. I'm gonna play the Pirates of the Caribbean theme.
Let's
a little
hear
tribute to Amber Turd. That'd be too easy though, wouldn't it?
Huh?
Dude, that's so sick. Nice guitar.
Bro.
Wow.
Okay. You know, like the intro?
Yeah?
It's tough, man. It's a hard song.
Yeah, I know. Heard it, but I haven't actually heard anybody play it though, so
I can if you want me to.
Oh, it's you!
What can you play?
Anything.
Can you play Stairway to Heaven? You play Thunderstruck.
It's a song.
I know like 2 songs, okay? So don't judge me too hard, alright? Just started like a week ago.
Where's the other song you know?
You want the other one? I just learned this one, so I'm a little nervous about it.
You can call me a all you want. Play something. I'm begging you.
Alright, bitch. I'm gonna play you the Pirates of the
Alright, bitch. That Through the Fire and the Flames is a crazy song. And he's kicking the views.
Hell yeah, I got you. Let's jam to that.
Oh my god. Can you play Thunderstruck? You about to sing or you about to play?
I can play.
Go ahead, do your thing then.
Alright, bro, I'm gonna play some Juice WRLD.
Of course you are.
The one that's like. Alright, Randy. This one's coming at you hot. Here we go.
Alright.
For Randy!
Here we go.
Yeah! Wait, that actually goes hard. Hold on a second. Hell yeah, I got you. Let's jam to that. You know this one?
Oh, I must have got muted.
You know this one?
No.
Wait, really? Alright, what about this one?
Play.
I actually can't really remember how it goes.
It's okay. Like, if you're a starter, you're a starter. I mean, as long as you practice enough, you could actually get really good at it.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I remember how it goes.
Oh. Can I hear you play?
Yeah, this song's called Redbone by Childish Gambino.
That's fun. That's good as fuck.
How many songs do you know on the guitar?
Every song that's ever existed.
Wait, I got one. What is it called? Thunder.
Never heard of it.
Yo!
Play me something. Which one?
Thunderstruck.
Oh my god! Say hi. Hi, Puppy. Her name's Gruffy. Hi, Gruffy.
You know this one?
No.
Wait, really? Alright, what about this one?
Okay, stop.
What?
It's real. Okay, you did good. You did good.
What can you play?
Anything.
Can you play Stairway to Heaven? can you play Thunderstruck? Bitch. Bitch. You could call me a bitch all you want. Play something. I'm begging you.
Alright, bitch. I'm gonna play you the Pirates of the Caribbean theme.
Bitch.
Do a little tribute to Amber Turd. That'd be too easy though, wouldn't it?
This Side of Paradise by Coyote Theory.
Here we go. Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Damn, what's... Damn, what you got, cuz?
What kind of stuff are you into?
You know the one like on the original Black Ops, like the zombie load up?
Oh, you mean like
Yo, bro! Yo! You hear this? Bro, yo! Dude! Yo!
Huh?
That's toasted. Nice guitar.
Bro. Wanna hear a song on this thing?
You should do that song. Wait, it would sound good with that thing.
What do we got?
That Bruno Mars song.
24 karat?
Yes.
Alright,
Yes.
try that one.
I think you can. I have faith in you.
That'd be too easy though, wouldn't it? That'd be too easy.
You about to sing or you about to play?
I could play.
Go ahead, do your thing then.
Alright, bro, I'm gonna play some Juice WRLD.
Of course you are.
How many songs do you know on the guitar?
Every song that's ever existed.
Wait, I got one. How many songs do you know on the guitar?
Every song that's ever existed.
I got one.
Alright, I'm bored of it. But damn, that's freaking awesome. 20.
All you want.
What's up? Kickflip! Yo, do a kickflip! Dude. Hey, do a kickflip! Hey, do a kickflip! Kickflip!
I got my Jordans on though.
That's alright. Aren't Jordans for skating? Oh, yes! Do a kickflip? Okay, do a double flip. We know who you are.
Really? Double flip?
No, whatever you want. Do any flip. Boom. Here's some headphones.
Sick. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You too. Right on. Hey, yo, do a bar spin. Sick. That was sick, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Later. I feel like his whole life was leading up to that moment.
like someone to call him out, do a bar spin, because he was locked and loaded right when I said it. And we're hoping that someone's not in the park can do a kickflip. I see two kids skating the curb right here.
Do a kickflip!
Look at right on cue. Yes. See that? That was sick. Here, buddy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, good job.
What's up? Do a kickflip!
Yes, look at everyone needs to. Oh, boom! 1, 2, 3, 6.
Wat mij vindt. Woody. Woody.
Hell yeah.
Wat mij vindt. Woody. Woody.
What? The 808 jump, bro. What the fuck? I haven't done an 808 on a keyboard like that. Go, man. Go back. What the? I seen him before, but damn, he's getting better. Holy crap, he's up there right now. Fuck, he's fucking vital as fuck. Damn, I hope we work one day.
Wat mij vindt. dumber. Who's the bitch at my friend?
Yeah. Or the NBA or somebody. What the fuck? What? Damn.
Who's the bitch makes it dumber? Who's the bitch at my friend? Who's the bitch makes it dumber? Who's the bitch? Who's the bitch makes it dumber? Who's the bitch at my friend? Who's the bitch makes it dumber? Who's the bitch at my friend? Makes it dumber. Who's the bitch at my friend?
It's beat tag, cuz. Make it the beat tag. Oh, we out here. What he needs to do is just sell some beats, bro. Get some up to some no names. Get in there with some big rappers that are popping, and get with their beat guys. So, you got 500,000 subscribers. You don't need to hire nobody necessarily. You need to make a affiliate links to everything you can. Turn the income off the 500,000 subscribers that you have. You're posting everything to all platforms. That's crazy. That's all you gotta do.
Who's the bitch makes it dumber? Who's the bitch at my friend?
Might be the other fucking. Nope, it's over here. I just want to listen to some loops. Maybe we'll make something. I don't fucking know. What the hell you man? Only time I've been in love when I. The only time I've been in love when I. Can I make his voice? Where's the band laughing real quick? Hold on, see it. The only time I've been in love when I can't say that line, bro. It's gay as fuck, man. Like, I didn't say it like too much. But I want to see if I can mimic his voice. The only time I've been in love when I can't do it anymore. The only time I've been in love when I take thee. What the fuck? Hell no. Let's see if we can't get this shit off here. That's crazy. The only time I've been in love with a. Uh-oh, we got too much shit on the internet here. Let's see if we get banned that way. The only time I've been in love when I take these. Hey, what's that? Where you at with that dog with this wood eagle? Where you at with that dog with this wood eagle? Where you at with that dog with this try to run out? Where you at with that dog? You made me throw the gun out. Where you at with that dog when it was so bad? Where you at with that dog when I was so loud? Where you at with that dog when it was where you at with that dog that made me throw the gun out? What the fuck? What was I 12?